Hey you guys, it is first thing in the morning and I wanted to record a video. This is what I do in the morning. I open up my curtains for my plants, but I wanted to go on the deck and record a video for you guys because I haven't been on here in weeks because my life just took a turn for the crazy, and then the world the world took a turn for the crazier. First we were in the midst of the coronavirus and social distancing, and we were having conversations with people about how to go back to normal, how to do things, how to open things back up again, things like church, how to open things back up again. Turn my alarm off. How to open things back up again with social distancing. Um, and then the George Floyd situation happened, and the protesting, and people demonstrating and trying to figure out, social distancing just really wasn't the focus anymore. You know what I'm saying? But in the midst of all of that, my life was really busy with finals and, wrapping up school for my daughter. Don't forget that she's finished her high school year in connection with an umbrella school. I taught at the umbrella school, and I have a video with more detail about what that is as a homeschooler. Um, and so a very busy couple of weeks just kind of wrapping things up. And so during that time, my Canon died. And I got so discouraged, you guys. I got so discouraged with the videos. I just, it was just one more thing that I didn't want to deal with. And so that's why you guys haven't seen me, but everything's winding down. And so I am back. Uh, but there are going to be some changes for us next year. And I wanted to talk about what those changes are going to look like. It's beautiful out here, you guys. It's gorgeous. Look at my deck. It's a little, I can't seem to keep it perfectly clean because my family's messy. They don't fix anything. But I planted these marigolds all around my deck in pots. Should turn this around for you guys so that I can show you. Can't really do it in mid-record. Oh, that's what this is for. All right. I'm using a new stand, so I'm trying to get used to it. Well, anyway, these marigolds are working really well for me because they ward off wasps, and we were having problems with wasps. So I'm really excited about that. So anyway, there are going to be some changes. There are going to be some changes for us next year. A lot of people have been commenting on how hard it is to homeschool and how, they don't want to have to do that anymore. Um, I've always said that's not really homeschooling. What this situation has taught me is that I want to be in control now more than ever before. It's really wet out here. It's really wet out here, you guys. I would sit out here because, people love it when I record my videos out here, but it's really wet out here. So I'm gonna go back into the house. And maybe do you want me to sit here so that you guys can? No, that doesn't work. Y'all ain't getting much of a view through the screen. I'll sit at my desk. So there are going to be some changes, you guys, with homeschool for me. And the changes came about from me, sorry you guys, I'm trying to learn how to use this new stand that my husband bought me. He bought me for my birthday. What's it called? It has a name. Let me see if I could find the name for y'all. Osmo, this thing. Yeah. Try to stabilize, take my video situation up a notch. But what being at home did for me is it really made me realize how much I want to be in control of what's going on with my kids educationally. When I found myself having to work with the school to determine what was going to happen next with my kids, even though I still technically considered myself to be homeschooling when we were part of the umbrella school, I came to realize that, I had lost a lot of the control that makes me excited about homeschooling. Um, I enjoyed the support. I enjoyed the added opportunities like the sports and the drama. I even enjoyed having another teacher kind of assess what the girls were doing. But during the stay-at-home order, just sitting in front of my TV like everyone else on Facebook, on the CDC website to try to see, is school going to stay closed? When is school going to open again? Are we going to go all the way to the end of the year? Is the last quarter work going to count? These are the kind of decisions that I have always enjoyed being autonomous about. And add to that, how is my kid coping with the systems that, the school has set up? Is my kid striving with Zoom classes? Is my kid losing a lot of time just trying to adapt and adjust to the shift of things that could have been used to just, get through the material, and maybe, even having the ability to shift the material and make it relevant to what's happening today. All of these things were taken out of my hands when I was working with the umbrella school. And it was a lot more work. It was a lot more work. And so for next year, with things still being uncertain, with people doing shifts and changes, I think my daughter's university, the one that graduated, my third oldest daughter graduated from high school. We had a beautiful graduation ceremony that had to take place in the parking lot because of social distancing, but it was beautiful. She's going into college next year, and her college is saying that they're going to be doing something in the fall, like 1 week of schooling online and 1 week of schooling in real life in person, while they're still living in their dorms. I don't know, you guys. Everybody's doing their best to kind of come up with something that's going to help us not to go back to square one or be in even a worse situation with this whole COVID situation. But I had to ask myself, as a teacher, what could I do to bring some level of control back to me, back to our family? And I decided it's time to homeschool. It's time to go back to schooling the old school way. And I know a lot of people who just went through this Zoom schooling or Google Classroom or whatever it is your school did for distance learning. You must be like, oh, heck no, why would you choose that yourself? I choose it because I get to choose the curriculum. I get to tailor it according to my daughter's learning style and my teaching style. I get to pace my own self. I get to set my own schedules. And if things are not going well, I get to make changes. I get to make the calls. Okay, I needed to step away from somebody else telling me what was the best thing and what wasn't the best thing. And I think the most stressful thing of all was how we all had to shift and do things differently for finals, since they're typically taken at the same time in a school setting, and they're proctored by a teacher. Just the logistics of putting your mind in the right place to study for a final, that in and of itself would have been something I wanted to do different for my daughter. I did it different for my students for the classes that I taught. And a final thing is, I found myself not to be as available to my own kids as I wanted to be, because I also had to divide my time between, working with them and teaching. I taught 3 classes at the umbrella school, 2 of them high school level classes, which meant that I was dealing with my own students, trying to learn new platforms, trying to deal with parents, trying to modify the work, and working with a system where some of the stuff was submitted online and some of the stuff was coming to me through snail mail. And my mail system was not the best. It was taking me over a week to receive things from some people because we live in a tri-state area. Everyone doesn't live in Delaware like I do. And so it was really another added level of stress because I considered pulling my daughter out of the umbrella school and continuing to teach there myself. But I decided that I'm not going to do that. So going forward, you guys can look forward to a video from me unboxing my curriculum. And I'll unbox my curriculum. It's been sitting there for a while. 2 big boxes have been sitting there for a while. I'll unbox my curriculum and go through it with you guys, and tell you what I'm doing to adapt it to my daughter and what school's going to look like for us next year. And perhaps there'll be some level of opportunity for me to bring you guys along, as I school next year. But it starts with me, through the summer as I prep myself for it, because I'm going to be doing some reading ahead and looking through some of the things. And I'm really excited, you guys, because it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work teaching at the umbrella school. And initially I reached out because I felt a little bit burnt out and wanted some of that support, but then realized that all that work that I was doing, I could also be applying it to something that I'm doing on my own for myself and kind of be completely autonomous. So that's all I have for you today. My husband just came in. Rod, do you want to say hey? Do you want to say hey to the vlog? You could just wave. You want to wave to the vlog? Oh, he's on a call and he's in work mode, so he can't even say hey. But that's it, you guys. So I'm really excited to be bringing that to you. I definitely have a solid homeschool community here. And even if you're not homeschooling, I mean, you guys, we don't know what's going to happen in the fall. All of these processes cross over and apply, even when it comes to having to suddenly work with your own kids. So I think at the very least, it would be interesting to anyone. So, if you found any of this to be interesting and you don't want to miss any of my videos, please don't forget, to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, and give this video a like and help me out, you guys. So I am really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Be blessed.